One of the really cool things about today was meeting with all the top offensive line prospects. I got to talk to pretty much every single top available prospect that could be spoken to today, especially within range. I did not talk to like the Joe Alts and those guys, like the top three that just aren't in range for the 49ers, but I talked to everyone else. And one of the awesome things about that, too, is they all told me they've met with the San Francisco 49ers formally. So one of the trends to come away from that is that being the 49ers, might actually take one of these guys at 31 and or could even move up. But one of the questions, that wasn't the only question that I would ask them. One of the questions that I kind of wanted to gauge from all of the guys was just kind of their thought process on Trent Williams. Again, when you talk to these prospects, a common question that you get is about who do you model your game after? Who's someone in the NFL you would compare your game to? Who, whether it's wide receivers, cornerbacks, it's a natural comparison and it's a natural question. So for me, having, Trent Williams on the squad, who is, one of the best offensive linemen all time, maybe the best offensive lineman all time, it's a very easy question because I want to gauge, like, how much do they look up to Trent? How do they know Trent? How do these guys view Trent, who's like a 13, 14-year veteran in the league, and their perception on him? And they gave some absolutely phenomenal answers. So I got about 9 of the top tackle prospects right here who are going to tell you what Trent Williams means to them and the way that they kind of look at Trent, respect Trent, all these different things. And they gave some really cool answers. So take a look right here at the top prospects at the offensive tackle position, showing Trent well-deserved respect. How special would it be to play with Oklahoma legend Trent Williams?
That would be amazing. Not even just he's from Oklahoma. I think he's the best left tackle ever. I feel like I could learn everything from him. Being around a veteran like that makes a big difference to the next level.
What would it be like to be in the same room with Trent Williams?
I think about that sometimes. It'd be really cool. I mean, I talked to some friends and they bring it up too. I mean, they asked me the same thing, like, that would be so cool to be with Trent Williams. I mean, you get to learn so much from such a great player, and I feel like that's a real beneficial thing from getting drafted from the 49ers.
How does it feel to be able to call Trent Williams a mentor, someone that you can rely on and reach out to for advice, information, anything like that?
I mean, it's a blessing. That's one of the greatest of all time. So being able to have him as an outlet, to be able to talk to about the game and any questions you have in that process and the transition.
See, you clearly got a lot of swag. What would it be like to play with the swaggiest offensive lineman of all time in Trent Williams?
Yeah.
And have you met with the 49ers by chance?
Yeah, I think I have met with them. Yeah, this is so many teams, so it's a lot to remember. But yeah, to play with Trent, I texted him. I remember texting him my freshman year when I first got to college. My positional coach now, George Hageman, he's one of his trainers. So I got a chance to reach out to him. I asked him like some advice, going into college. I'm a freshman, so what should I do if I want to get into the position he's in? And, he gave me a lot of sound advice. And so I mean, his fashion, his swag on and off the field is just unmatched. So just to be able to play with him, I definitely, just shadow him and see how he goes about his routine every single day, and then just try to mimic it to make it my own.
Awesome, thanks. What would it mean to you to be in the same room with Trent Williams? And have you, by any chance, met with the 49ers?
Man, I met with the 49ers, like I said. That was one of my last visits in day 2, but it would mean a lot to be in the room with Trent Williams. Learning from a guy like that, in my opinion, the best tackler in the NFL, I would love to learn from him.
One of the offensive linemen that get a lot of love is Trent Williams. What would it be like to be in a room with him, get to soak up game, and learn from one of the best?
It would be a blessing. Trent Williams, like I said, he's a legend in the game. Future Hall of Famer. Just being around him honestly probably helped me out a lot. You know, he knows so much about the game and makes the game so easy on the field for himself. So, you know, learning different things from him and picking his brain will probably be, you know, just a blessing for me.
Trent Williams is kind of like the gold standard in the NFL right now for the tackle position. What would it mean to share a room with him?
Sure, it'd be a blessing just to learn from one of the greats that's doing it today, to this day. Just to be in the room with him it'd be an honor. So.
You just mentioned Trent Williams, obviously the best offensive lineman in the NFL right now, arguably of our generation. What would it mean to be in the same room with him, being able to soak up game? You talked about, like, you clearly study him. So what would it be like to just be sitting under him, watching him every day, his routine, how he goes about his business?
Yeah, it'd be a blessing. Just any starting tackle in the NFL, I could learn something from him. You know what I'm saying? So just being able to be around somebody of that caliber and just soak up knowledge from him and hopefully influence my career, pray that I can reach a level he's reached. You know what I'm saying? It'd be a blessing for sure. Me being who I am, I'm a sponge. I can learn from the starters and P squad. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter who it is, I'm learning. So that's important.
Again, man, like, I go back to when I talked to Deion Dawkins at the Super Bowl, and when he was talking about how when he was coming into the NFL out of the draft and what being able to talk to Trent Williams meant to him and what it did for his career and his mindset. And it's just like, man, when there's mutual respect going both ways, there's a lot of good things that can come from it. And so when you hear all of these guys talk about him, I mean, they just glow. I mean, you can see some get the biggest smiles on their face just talking about Trent. And I think, you know, when I talked to Trent at the Super Bowl as well, and I had asked him that question of, like, what does it feel like to be that guy, to be the standard, to be the guy that everyone's looking up to and is comparing themselves to and is trying to reach that level? And he said, it's better than any individual accolade he could ever get. Just to be able to have that impact on the position, to be able to have the influence. You know, I talked to JC about, you know, Trent's swagger because, I mean, you look at JC, he had the big old diamond chain, and I'm like, I mean, that's an offspring of the silverback right there because, you know, Trent has so much swag, and he's brought so much swag to the position. He's made playing offensive line cool, like all those different types of things, and just like what it means to these guys who are trying to be that next generation of great players. So for me, obviously, you guys know from my perspective, Trent's one of my all-time favorite players. He's just phenomenal. And so I also have that same level of respect for Trent. And so when it's funny when, like, two people are talking about Trent who have the same level of admiration for Trent, it's pretty cool because we kind of just vibe off of it. We're like, yeah, man, that's the guy. So I love having these types of conversations with offensive linemen, just being able to give guys their well-deserved credit and just, you know, really get a gauge on the influence and the impact that Trent has on the upcoming next crop, the next generation of guys who are going to take over the league. And all of them love Trent and what he brings to the table. So what did you guys think about what they had to say? What do you think about Trent and his Hall of Fame career and everything? Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.